Hey fellow pilots, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to a new series playing Starsector called Ashes of the Domain. If you would like to skip the game's overview or the mods for this series, please use YouTube chapters. Starsector is an open-world single-player space combat, role-playing, exploration, and economic game. You take the role of a space captain, seeking fortune and glory however you choose. In this series, I'll be using the Ashes of the Domain mod, which adds significantly more features to colonies and colonizing progress. We'll be faced with important decisions about how to develop our colonies and what research and strategy to use when dealing with foreign powers. The goal of the series is just to showcase the mechanics added by the Ashes of the Domain mod. Actually, it's technically 4 mods, which primarily includes colonization, research, and megastructures. So no spoilers in regards to the mod, and the relevant mods that I am using for the series are just the 4 Ashes of the Domain mods. There are 4 separate mods that are sort of grouped together that you can turn off or on individually. I'm using all 4. I'm playing on a random seed and start with gate usage because I don't really want to have to do the gate quest line, so I'm just going to command line that in. And there are no additional rules like alliances or restricted trade or anything like that. So let's get started. New game. I kind of like to be faceless, so I'm going to pick a faceless, and we are going to be Breakfire because, well, Breakfire suggested that I play this again. I guess this is my seed, and I am going to choose to be a bounty hunter commanding a Wolf class frigate. And we'll have a shepherd playing on normal. And I am going to skip the tutorial. Right off the bat, I'm going to go with navigation so we get the transverse jump because I can't imagine trying to play without it. And here we go. Jumping straight into the game. No delays. So, first things first, I am going to open the console commands, hit dev mode, and close the console commands, head over to the nearest gate, and activate it. And then we'll get into the everything else. I do have a plan about how to start off with this mod set, and I'll be sharing that in just a minute. So, if you want to use console commands, there's a mod called like console command mod or something like that. And once you have dev mode on, we can say, hey, scan gates are on, gates are active, and players can use gates. Leave dev mode off, and that is the only dev mode I'm going to be using. But now we can travel through gates, and we don't have to go through the gate questline. And now if you're wondering why I'm doing this, I've done the full gate questline like 3 or 4 times in previous series, and there's really nothing to be added by doing it an nth time. Like, why bother? All right, the current priority. Let me talk about my strategy going forward to try to make doing this mod set the least amount of painful. So the ultimate goal is to start to colonize worlds. But in order to colonize worlds, we need to know where the worlds are. So my plan is to try to get a fleet together that is really inexpensive to run and very effective in surveying as well as exploration, but can defend itself and can manage to destroy some of these smaller early domain probe type fleets and also defend itself against these smaller pirates. So that is my short-term goal. So right now my priority is make money to buy ships. I'm also likely going to be shopping around for specific ship mods, like surveying equipment or insulated engine or augmented field drives, things like that, that are going to make trying to get a very effective quest survey ship up and running. Oh, well, okay. Surveying equipment. I think I will. And in here we have insulated engine assembly. Oh my god. Okay. Yep. I'm going to be really, really poor having paid this off, but like this is exactly what I was looking for. So streamer luck. So surveying equipment is now acquired. ITUs, which is one of the best things you can have on ships for combat, acquired. And insulated engine assembly so that we can drop off the radar of pirates, acquired. Wow. That was... This is literally 2 of the 3 techs I had specifically mentioned. So, what I want to be doing is trying to take survey and analyze probes and analyze stations, missions around. And while doing that, pretty much bopping into every solar system that I can so that I can maximize the amount of survey data that I have and try to find some colonizable worlds. And whoever pays. I really don't care what faction I am doing it for, truly. I just want money. So let's fly around the core sector and see what kind of missions pop up. And sorry about all the tutorial pop-ups. I will try to explain what I'm doing while I play, for those that are really new. But the TLDR is I'm just flying around seeing what kind of missions like this are being offered. So this was immediately withdrawn. That's just rude. I paused without any delay and it just disappeared. And if we fly around the core worlds here, we are inevitably going to be offered up some missions that are relevant. Joker, Turtle Sandwich, Velhar, Merps, Nep, Joe True, Syndra, thank you for the resubs and gifted sub. A survey ship. Ooh, okay. Alright, that mission is out of our current range, so we would need a fuel ship to do it. Now, because this is a new run, I will have a stipend from the Academy. So as time goes on, we will make money for the next, what, 2 years or something? By just having that stipend? But it's not going to be enough to subsidize, like, an entire empire building. It's just enough to, like, pay the fuel bills, more or less. Oh, don't interdict me. Frickin' Pathers. Okay, domain error probe for the pirates. I don't really want to be doing pirate missions, but that's probably closer, and I could probably actually physically get there. Derelict ship for Persian League. Let's see if I can get a few others. Oh, don't touch me. No, no, no. Go away. That one is in the wrong direction. Okay. And what I'm looking to do is just to buy like a little dram or something like that, which is a tiny little... Oh, perfect. 2 missions in 1 system. Which is a tiny little fuel ship to be able to afford the journey out to wherever it is having me go. Now, currently I can't really do any survey world missions, and the reason for that is, of course, I don't really have any crew, but we will be taking survey missions soon. And cheers! So my little ship, I haven't even really looked at it. It is a little wolf, and it's got a pulse laser and some swarm. It's pretty trash, honestly. Oh wow, a 3rd analyze. Okay, so trying to get out to Alpha Vlantone is going to be really profitable. So let's drop in on somewhere that will sell me fuel, and I'll see if I can't do a trip out that way. Because at the moment, I am kind of out of fuel. So we are at the Academy, and I can buy fuel at Ankara. Okay, that'll work. And while I'm popping around to these individual stations and solar systems, activating the gates would also be very advisable. So I'm going to try to use my whole Janus device, which is what the gate device is called, to my advantage. By taking the missions that would otherwise be really hard to do and expensive, and using my gate to do it. Or gate device, I should say. It's almost the end of the month. My stipend should be coming in any second now. And then we can try to buy a little fuel ship. Oh, I think they had AUG drives here too. Yep, they do. I don't want to buy that right now. Not that I could even afford it. But let's see. Black market. We don't have a fuel ship here on the black market. On the open market, there's a Phaeton that I can't afford. There are drams here that I will be able to afford once the stipend comes in, so maybe I'll buy these drams. I'm just going to hang out here at Insira and wait for that stipend to come in right now. Done. I should be able to buy a dram. And it's worth mentioning that now that I have a few ships, I should probably raffle them off to you guys, naming them after you. So I'll do that in just a moment. So there's the dram. Bought a brand new ship. As far as my own ship goes, because I want to drop off of the radar of the pirates, I am just going to set it up with like expanded cargo and insulated engines to try to, stay under the radar. So all of my ships are going to be basically that. I am not interested in attracting any attention from anyone. Let's see. Yes, I'll give bulkheads. All right, there we go. So, 3 little ships, insulated engines, some added cargo bays, nothing special, nothing fancy. Buy some of this black market fuel. Hell, I'll even buy open market fuel because I'm about to make the money back. Save. And then let's run a raffle for the names of these ships. So, raffle timer is up, and good luck. So taking a look at what I've got, these are the missions I have right now. I'm going to head to this one. It's orbiting a jump point, so that should be easy to spot, and then I'll head to these 3. No, you're going to scan me. Fine. Yeah, I only bought a tiny bit of black market fuel. Piss off. Now in this specific series, I don't have like a bone to pick with the hedge. I honestly don't really care. So, I'm mostly interested about colonization and research, and anything that gets in my way of those goals becomes an enemy, which might be at some point the hedge, but at least not yet. All right, our sensor profile is very small, even during sustained burn, which is going to be really nice. And we are arriving in a neutron star. Oh, that's going to be annoying. So, it's a jump point. Let's try this jump point over here. See if I get blasted. Yep, I got blasted. Okay. Yep. There goes my ships. Yeah. I know. We're getting absolutely ruffle stomped by the star. Sometimes it'd be like that. My supply usage is going to be absurd. So I found the thing we needed to scan, and then I got just destroyed. There is a rocky world here that is hypothetically surveyable for stuff. I would just need more crew, supplies, and heavy machinery. We can do that later. There are some... Yeah, there's a lot of worlds here, and then there's also an inactive gate, which is great. So I probably want to activate that gate before leaving this system. Even if this is a neutron star world. So here we go, 50k. Survey data for something. And some fuel and supplies. And machinery. The survey data was for none of these worlds here. So let's see. New survey data was for a world adjacent at a red giant. Or this gas giant that has nothing on it. Okay, cool. I'm going to buzz by these other worlds here to see if there's potential ruins that we can come back to in the future. Oh, no. I'm going to transverse jump out and then jump back in. It burns a bunch of fuel, but like, I don't really want to get blasted again. There we go. All these planets here I can scan for hyperspace topography, which is a really powerful tool for later on. And then this world has ruins. Oh, in fact, it has a signal. Your sensor officer frowns at a blinking indicator. Captain, there seems to be a faint signal coming from low orbit. They pull a detailed scan at the transmission source to the primary bridge display, an orbital nav grid overlaid with icons and telemetry. The transmission is very weak. We only picked it up as a survey array ran through its calibration cycle. It looks like an automated instrument package deployed in low orbit. Power sources is degraded. It's got to be, it's got to have been here for a while. And the signal? Your sensor officer activates the audio output. A garbled loop wailing in and out of coherence, a recorded voice. The transmitter must be damaged, but with a little work, a hint of pride enters their voice. There. Meant of the Galatia Academy. If found, I implore you to return the data core to the Academy for a reward of 1,800 or 18,000 credits, authorized by Kalachor. Message will repeat. All right, we'll retrieve the core, inspect the data. So your chief ops oversees a retrieval mission by the book, staging approach, and scan to maximize safety of the event of environmental or technological hazards. The Salvor team is used to your chief's attention to detail, and within the hour, place the instrument package data core in an EM shield crate. Sealed. Cursory inspection by your technology officer to make sure this isn't some kind of bomb or rogue AI core reveals a data core packed to its limit with compressed telemetry streams. It's a lot of data, they said, scrolling through a vast column of numbers. What is it? Well, your technology officer furrows recording sensor logs, detecting they pause the data feed, examining some of the numbers. Some kind of field strength? You're beginning to get the impression that your tech officer doesn't know what this device was measuring. If you don't know, just say so. Captain, yes, of course. Is that a hint of a blush? The reprimand is made, so you push no further. It doesn't matter what's on this data core, corrupted or not, so long as the Academy pays the credits promised for its return. Okay. And then, of course, I don't have enough crew to survey here, but there is some sort of ruins here. So coming back to this spot sometime in the future, to benefit from the 2 ruins that are here would be wise if we remember to do it. Okay, so we did just have the raffle, so let's choose winners. Kadath, you are going to be my little wolf ship. Now, we don't really have an Empire name, so I'm going to leave the Empire designator off. Next, Statastig. And lastly, Atla Million. So congrats. The first few crew in ships. Alright, down here there's some sensor. Oh, it's a debris field. Good. I was kind of worried there was like a pirate hanging out by the gate. Sometimes they do that, but I guess not today. So salvaging all the derelict ships that are here. And it's warning me that I'm taking more salvage than I have storage for. That's fine. Activating the gate. And let's do the other 3 missions. So taking a look. There is 3 missions at Alpha Vlantone. And let's just make sure we have we easily have enough fuel to get there, which is this orange. So this orange screen here is like where you can go and back, and the faded orange is where you can go but can't return. There's no way we won't have enough fuel to get to these 3 missions over here. Which is fantastic. Gotta get that money. Now, because we have, like, rinky-dink ships that are really cheap to fuel and supply, I don't really care about storms. Like, I'm just gonna plow through them. It's not gonna really do a lot of damage in the scheme of things. Well, until, one gets damaged over and over and over. So the dram is, like, about to explode. But, that's pretty normal out in space. And once I get a little bit more money, the plan will be to try to put together a survey fleet. So I can sort of pop from system to system, building up survey data. So this is orbiting in an active gate. Oh, so there's a gate here. Perfect. This is active gate, and this is orbiting the rocky and stable world. So 2 of them is the inactive gate, and one's the rocky unstable. I'm going to drop to this gravity well here, assuming that this is the rocky unstable. I was wrong. Oh, I did just level up, though. So, perhaps I'll let you guys vote how to level up. And I'm going to have you choose between the 4 trees: combat, leadership, technology, and industry. And if I went with combat, I would likely pick helmsmanship just so that my own ship is a little bit more maneuverable. That would be likely. If I picked leadership, I'm not really sure what I'd do with leadership. I mean, I have small ships and maybe Wolfpack tactics, but there's not a lot of leadership that I want right now. And yeah, the pole location is all sorts of wrong, so move it over. For technology, probably energy weapon mastery or gunnery implants for more energy weapon or longer range. And for industry, probably bulk transport to be able to carry around a lot more fuel and cargo, which is really helpful early on. Also keep in mind that you can reassign your skills. So what I pick now, I don't have to necessarily stick with forever. I can always retool. So there's a survey ship here with guarded to the point where I can't do anything about that. This one, it's very lightly guarded, but like honestly, it's just like me as a wolf, so I don't really want to do that either. 2 of the things that I needed to analyze is over here at the inactive gate. Oh, all 3. So scanning the gate. Oh my goodness, there is a lot of stuff happening here. I got lucky that all these were clustered together. Now, I do have story points, and if the right ship was available to be salvaged, I would consider using a story point. In the case of, like a Atlas Super Freighter or something like that, but if it's not an Atlas Super Freighter or something equivalent, not all that interested. It's got to be a ship that I'm going to use forever. Not one that's expendable. Well, now we're up to about $250,000. How to make quick bucks. None of these ships were salvageable without story points. And story points are, for those that don't know, they are sort of currency that you get. You get like 4 story points per level. The higher level you become, the harder it is to get story points. But you can use them to take special actions. They're kind of like special action points. And there is an Ark here. The Ark is an awe-inspiring leviathan of space, engineered to carry millions upon millions of individuals across the cosmos in cryo-sleep. A vessel of unmatched scale and ambition, it far surpasses its predecessors in both size and purpose. Designed to journey through the vast stretches of the galaxy, from familiar star systems to the uncharted realms beyond. The Ark is a self-contained world brimming with the potential for new beginnings. Within its massive frame lies a network of cryopods, each a silent cocoon for a passenger dreaming of distant worlds. With advanced life support systems and a robust design, the Ark is a beacon of hope and exploration, ensuring the continuity of humanity's quest across the stars. Your fleet approaches the Domain-era Ark. The Ark is an awe-inspiring leviathan. Okay, I already read that. Explore. Well, I don't think I can defeat the automated defenses here, given that they are 4 battleships and 1, 2, 3, 4, enough other ships. But it's worth noting that this is, if you're familiar with Starsector and you know the cryo sleepers, this is like a super cryo sleeper. It also seems to me like you guys want me to put it in bulk transport. Done and done. So, burn level of all non-militarized civilian-grade ships are increased, so my militarized subsystems for my DRAM here should be removed. It will actually move faster as a result, once I have the chance. And because of bulk transport, I actually can store a lot more of the salvage that we're getting right now. And thank you for voting. So there's a world up here that has got ruins. but I don't have the crew to survey. And a lot of domain era probes. But again, I don't really have the fleet to destroy much of anything, so I'll leave that alone for now. Alright, the last mission is Beta Zophiel. Making sure that, yeah, I definitely have enough fuel. So I activated the gate. Okay, I was just making sure. Heading to Beta Zophiel, which is here. Let's check out some of the worlds that are in transit, because I have the fuel and supplies to do it. But so far, so good. Haven't found any, like, good colony candidates. But we're rolling in some dough, which counts for a lot. Manic Dark, thank you for the resub. Alright, we have an arrow world here. We won't be able to survey it. It's a hot, arid world. And some barren world and nothing on sensors. So it doesn't look like there's anything hiding. I think I'm going to go straight to Beta Zophiel. Whoa! Okay. Erroneous sensor data, making it look like I'm getting attacked by a hyper-speed squadron. And we are in the deep, deep nowhere. And as you can see, the crew, because I have such a small crew, is basically for free. I mean, 500 is nothing, and then we have a stipend. And that stipend will lessen over time. Alright, before we jump in, I am looking for... It is orbiting a rocky, unstable world. Okay, I am going to just take a wild guess and say it's this gravity well. I could have checked, but I didn't. Barren, gas, rocky, unstable. Here it is. And we now have a known location for the mothership. We also got our first research databank, which is a very important resource to have when trying to expand technology in the Ashes of the Domain mod. So collect them, do not sell them. So all of those missions are done. I'm just trying to get topography data. And I'm going to bop over to this other barren world anyway, too. Before I go. So with my payday here, I'm hoping to expand our fleet so that I can afford to do a wider variety of missions. Like being able to take out the automated defenses would be really, really nice. And then being able to actually survey things would be really nice as well. Oh, our first AI core. Alright, this world has ruins, but I would need more crew to survey. I'm getting a lot of like ruin locations, so I definitely want to add crew and surveying equipment installations so that I can start to actually benefit from all these ruins that we're scanning, because there's a lot of money that could be made from ruins. Now I am faced with the question of, do I head back to Alpha Vlantone, or do I try to pop into individual systems that might have gates on the way back to core? And I think I'm gonna just go hopping from solar system to solar system looking for inactive gates, because that will also, like, this kind of looks like Jungle World. I might be able to actually find some good colony candidates as a result of this. Yep, it's a jungle world. A jungle world and a barren world. Barren world's probably not a hot world because it's pretty far from the star, though. So this might not be a meta spot. But yeah, it's a jungle world with an orbital solar array, increasing food production for farming. And it counters the effects of hot and poor light. And it is a hot world, so it counters the effects of hot. So its habitability is really good. And that's kind of nice. So, really good colony candidate, perhaps. I'm going to go check that barren world, and of course I don't have the crew to actually do anything there. Okay. It's a no atmo. That can actually be pretty useful. No atmo worlds is... Not having an atmosphere is actually a requirement for some of the colony installations. Like nanoforging. You know, if you don't have an atmosphere, it can't get polluted. But it's not a hot world, so this isn't meta. So in terms of meta, I'm not exactly sure all the colony items that Ashes the Domain adds, but I know the vanilla colony items. And the meta would be, of course, a habitable world for a breadbasket and a hot world that is mineable for a militarized world. For various colony items and bonuses. But that jungle world is pretty nice. That thing would make a lot of food. And ideally you want, like, those two worlds in the same solar system because the militarized world will protect the jungle world. And we found a gate. Nice. Getting kind of lucky. Alright, these three barren worlds don't have any ruins. And I get asked this in like YouTube comments pretty regularly. How do you check if they have ruins? You'll see like orbiting debris field around the planet, which indicates that there are ruins there. So next time there's a world with ruins, I'll point it out. Now, the Ashes of the Domain will also add different types of ruins, so it's not all one type of ruin anymore, for whatever that's worth, and we'll probably run into the other type eventually. Dram, Buffalo, Kite, Mule, Monitor, Shepherd, Hound. I think I'm going to actually leave these ships alone, because I don't really have the storage space to actually do anything with them. I can break them down, but I don't have the storage to take the stuff that would break down, so I'm going to leave them alone. There's really no point in doing that. Alright, selling everything in the black market. Looking for mods that I would want. And now I'm on the market for ships that are going to help me out. So I am going to buy a salvage rig, which increases the quantity of stuff that you get from salvage. And there's nothing else here that I want to buy. So we're going to do a bit of a ship shopping, and I'm not going to run a raffle for these ships until I have, I've done a bunch of shopping, because we're going to have a, you know, we're going to have a whole bunch of things to raffle off. Nope, transponder wasn't on. The picket's like, ha, arrested! And I'm like, nah, if you can't catch me. Alright, I was gonna stop at Jangala, but... No, I got out just in time. Holy heck. Alright, let's head north. And remember that when we jump back into a system, I'll have to turn my transponder on so that we're in compliance with local laws. I mean, pirates don't care, but everyone else kind of gets pissy if you have your transponder off. Just a little bit. Okay, crew is under strength. So we'll black market hire some people. What I meant to do was advanced gun gyros. It's fine. Deck. Generator. Don't want that at the moment. I'm being a little choosy. Okay, there is an Atlas Super Freighter that we could potentially buy. Man, that is tempting. I think I'm going to. It's really expensive, but the argument to be buying it is the amount of stuff I'll be able to hoard from our salvage missions are going to increase exponentially. And then I'm also going to buy this Phaeton. And in the interest of not like ditching a name instantly, I'm going to name the Phaeton Alta's name here. So that, because I don't need a Dram and a Phaeton. So, Atlamillion lives on. And this ship is going to get sold. We kept it very, very short. I will be raffling off these other ships eventually. I'm going to be adding more ships to our roster, so I'm not going to do it until I'm done. So we've got a huge cargo ship. In fact, I think in this case, I'm going to name the cargo ship the Starsector and try to keep some of the names because I'm getting rid of the other Starsector. And then we have Themis here, which I'll leave unnamed. So what I'm looking for is a few ships that can handle combat, because now we have cargo and we have fuel. So I'm going to want, you know, some nice, effective escort ships. And then probably a, you know, with that in mind, I should probably buy a... The Starliner has, like, too many troops available. And its maintenance supplies per month is kind of high. But I wanna be able to move, like, a bunch of crew around, too. But I don't want to spend, like, an arm and a leg to move crew around. So it needs to be a cruise ship that has a decent max crew, but is really cheap to run. And off the top of my head, I don't actually know of what that would be. I could also just do, like, expanded crew decks. That would be a reasonable alternative. Alright, let's pop around over to Scathy. The other thing I'm going to want to do is to get something with shielded cargo sooner or later, probably a pirate mule. Because a pirate mule is going to allow me to hide illegal things like organs, drugs, AI cores, etc. Alright. Administrator. I have AI cores to turn in. Here they are. It's a deal. You know, maybe a mud skipper. Maintenance supplies per month is 2 for 100 crew. I mean, it is a civilian transport. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Buy a few mud skippers just for the crew. So the reason for that is I want a crew of roughly like 500 or so that I can survey whatever the hell I want. And I don't want to buy big ships to put the crew on because it's kind of expensive. So one mud skipper is probably going to be enough in the scheme of things. All right. I should also be looking for some sort of gunship for myself. I mean, I am partial to the Sunder, but whatever we end up finding. So the Atlas is a little slow, and I'm going to also want the augmented drives, but I'll also do the insulated engine assembly for it as well. And then all the other ships move at totally fine speeds because of the talent point I already picked. So for now, maybe we'll do expanded cargo and engine assembly. And then you will have fuel tanks, and let's do additional berthing to raise our crew max. And then the salvage gantry will do berthing and engine. Actually, maybe I won't even do fuel tanks. I'll do insulated engines. I think staying off the radar of pirates for a lot of insulated engine assemblies is going to be ultimately in our favor, so I don't really have to deal with like being swarmed regularly. So now our crew max is 600, which is exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. And really we have a very tiny fleet. Now this fleet isn't really combat capable. Like if I get attacked by just a few things, I'm going to get overwhelmed. So before I leave the core worlds and go mission hunting again, I want at least one combat ship and like an escort, maybe 2 escorts. I could also do survey equipment. I was considering if I got the field drives, maybe doing some build-ins with our points. Because there's always going to be the case of having a super freighter in our fleet. I can start using story points to improve that beyond its, with the story point build-ins. The other thing I could be looking for when I'm hopping from system to system is, oh, here we go. Drive field, perfect. I think I'm going to make this decision to build in the AUG drive. And then maybe put survey equipment on here instead of cargo. So this ship now moves at 11 speed, so it won't slow us down. But it will help us tremendously with surveying because it is a very large ship, so it's going to significantly reduce the cost for surveys. Which also means that I should be in the market for heavy machinery and supplies so that I can survey whatever the hell I want to survey when it comes time. Plus crew. So I'm not going to add the crew yet, but I'll add crew eventually once I have like a combat ship I can rely upon. Yep. And my black market trades were small enough that it didn't really attract the ire of the authorities. And still well within my budget so far. So, the Nebula would have been a good alternative to the Mud Skipper, but it's obviously like twice the operational cost. Like I said, I was going really cheap. Come on. If I wanted to smuggle, the Mule would be a really good purchase. It's expensive, but it's going to keep me legal or off the authorities' radar. So I think it's worth the cost, in my opinion. So then we have a Mule to retool at some point as well. And the Pirate Mule isn't like awesome at combat, but it can hold its own. So I can treat that as a pseudo-combat ship. So what I'm looking for escort ships, you know, I'm not really sure what kind of design I want. Maybe like some monitors. Did Echo Braze, did that have monitors? I forget. Has omens, which are pretty good for small ships. They punch above their weight. But it doesn't have any monitors. Just a bunch of omens. Alright, I'm going to try like one more system, and then if not, I'll just bite the bullet and start doing missions with my current fleet. Because even my current fleet, if I add some extra crew, we'll be able to do a wide variety of survey and salvage stuff. Riveno, thank you for the resub. Efficiency overhaul would be good to own. And what is on the market here? Well, I could try Wolfpack. I mean, of course, these 2 wolves are kind of busted a little. And the open market's kind of bleh. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ashes of the Domain, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 24th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow pilots.